and Bob Harper, and we're doing our big weight loss show, 19 tips in 1 hour for 2019.
That's a lot of tips.
It's a lot of tips.
A lot of tips.
We are bringing it, Bob. Our next guest, she's always seemed like the thinnest woman to me, right? I'm shocked that weight loss was ever on her radar, but she's giving us the inside scoop about shedding some pounds because she lost 30 of them last year. My God, she must be able to blow away in the wind.
I was about to say.
I know. Please welcome back to our show the anchor of Inside Edition, the lovely Deborah Norville. So
wow,
Deborah,
you
I
look
never thought
great.
that you had 30 pounds to lose.
Well, I hit it well. When
I guess you
giving
did.
out Emmys for camouflage dressing, I would have had a whole shelf of them.
Well, you had to change. You must have had to change everything. What triggered all this?
It was my annual gynecologist visit, and I went. They took the blood pressure like they always do,
Right.
and it was off the charts.
Your blood pressure?
Yeah, and it had been off the charts, which I sort of ignored because I figured that time it was off the charts because I had like 5 cups of coffee. I was angry I couldn't find a taxi, so of course my blood pressure was high. It's New York.
You
It's the way it is, right, guys?
Right?
Yeah.
Right. You think it's all stress related.
But a year later, I go back to my doctor, and the blood pressure was up, and I was angry about that, and my doctor looked at me and he said, "You can't escape your genetics." My father had a very strong cardiology history. There's Daddy right there.
There's Dad.
And sadly,
lovely
we lost him a few years ago. But Daddy had just basically, it was a cardiologist retirement plan, and he needed a septuple bypass.
Oh,
they
my
only did
gosh.
a quintuple because they didn't want to keep him on the machine for that long. So my doctor said, look, you eat relatively well, but your genetics are your genetics. You're going to have to deal with
Bob
this.
knows that more than anyone.
Well, yeah, you're like
Think of him. Bob had a widowmaker, it's called, a heart attack that less than 5% of people survive, correct?
That's right.
And please, he is literally the strong man, the fittest man on the planet. It's his job to be fit, but you cannot outrun your genetics.
Exactly.
And that's why people need to know their health from the inside out. That's so good that you got that information from your doctor.
Right. So, and I mean, I knew what my family history was. Then I looked and I said, it's not the number on the scale. I don't like the way I feel. I don't like the way my clothes fit. It was like a line for one of my kids' books that I wrote. Sometimes when I think of myself, I just don't like me. I didn't like me. And he looked at me and said, so cut out sugar. That was it. He said, cut out the sugar. You'll be surprised at what happened. And I'm like, well, that's easy. Oh, no, it's not.
No, it's not easy.
Start reading the labels.
Sugar's in everything.
Hidden sugar.
Yeah, it's not like I'm not one of these who shakes it on everything, but you looked at the label on the half and half. It should be half milk, half cream. The second thing on the half and half was corn syrup.
Wow.
What the heck are they putting corn syrup in my half and half for?
Well, you know, we did a day in the life with you, which I'm really interested. I want to see what Deborah Norville does.
These are the changes I've made. So
I want to see it all. Let's take a look.
I haven't seen this tape yet either.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Welcome to my office, Inside Edition, right here in New York. I start my breakfast every day with beautiful oatmeal with flax seeds, consumed with almond milk. Yummy. Have to have my coffee. Always have my coffee. You're going to laugh at my lunch, but I do bring it. Today is not too bad. It's actually really good. So this is butternut squash from last night, and I'll have an avocado on a bunch of Crisps. They don't have any added sugar. Read the label. If it's got added sugar, don't buy it. One of my new mottos that I live by is, if it ends in "ose," it's gross. And because you probably have other people in your family, like I do, who are in your kitchen, take all the food that they're going to want to eat and put it in a different cupboard. And just tell yourself, that's their cupboard. That's not my cupboard. And you don't open that cupboard. That'll keep you from seeing it, and if you don't see it, you might not want it. What I'll sometimes do on the weekend is I will go crazy roasting vegetables. So I'll get sweet potatoes, squash, zucchini. I'll season it up and some olive oil and bake it 25 minutes at like 400 degrees until it kind of caramelizes. And then I'll put them in baggies and throw them in the freezer so that when I'm running out the door for work, I'll grab a baggie and that'll be lunch. And because it's a lot of high fiber food, it fills you up. Dinner, I'm a normal person. When I make the roasted vegetables, I'll have practically an entire plate of that, along with a little bit of protein and a lot of green salad. I lost 30 pounds. And the coolest thing was this past summer, I wore a dress that I first wore in 1977, and it looked great. clothes, but there's
but
a
it's
reason.
beautiful. And if I went to a vintage store, I would have gone over to that sort of
Also, you said something really interesting to me. The before and after pictures. You thought you looked good in the blue dress. You did look good in that blue dress.
But I didn't feel good.
She didn't feel as good as she feels now.
And you know what? It's for me, changing the way I eat has been a game changer in my life.
It changes your mentality too.
It changes your mentality. It changes your energy level. What I've sort of become is, in the same way that you've become sort of an advocate on certain things, I've really become an advocate against added sugar. It's insidious.
Oats is gross.
Oats is gross. Dextrose,
whatever it is.
Whatever. High fructose, sucrose. If it ends in OSE, there's a real good chance that that's a secret code for added sugar. You don't need it. And what I found is, after about 3 weeks of being very purposeful of getting sugar out of my diet, my sweet tooth changed. I ate an apple. I could only eat like half of it. It was
apple,
so
right?
sweet, the natural sugar.
Yeah,
and it does take time, but I think, you know, this is a great show because so many people are really thinking, this is the beginning of the year, I want to make changes. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it, and that's my message.
You've been doing Inside Edition now for 24
years.
25 years.
Coming up on 25?
Yeah, I mean, do you have like a favorite story?
I think there was a series of stories we've done over the years. We called it Deb's Jobs, and for a while, I think they were just trying to, like, torture me. They made me be a nanny for 10 kids.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. I sang the national anthem at a California Angels baseball game. Yes, that was terrifying, but I did it. They sent me to jail. I got to be a dress designer. I made a dress that the fashion director at Bloomingdale's said if I was really doing this, he would put it in the store. So, dress people, I'd be happy to be your designer. I got to do a fashion model photo shoot with Victor Scribneski, one of the most amazing photographers. So, I love those stories. So, if y'all have a job you want me to do, tell us.
Thank you, Deb. Nice to see you. You look beautiful. You always look beautiful. Deborah, of course, is on Inside Edition. 24 years. Wow, it's amazing. Check your local listings to check her out. Up next, two weight loss wonders together. They have been inspiring people to get healthy, and together they've lost 240 pounds. Insane. Right after that.